strange sighting is baffling Hill Country Village residents tonight.
Did you see that thing?
The photos are even stumping experts.
A strange story out of rural Coffee County. Residents there say they've heard unusual animal sounds at night.
This is not the first time there have been reports of an unusual creature in the woods.
Mythical life forms, prehistoric creatures, and the most bizarre sights of unknown entities. Roaming through the woods can reveal the most unexplainable things. So, get ready to see the baffling discoveries made in a forest. Living in the forest became the biggest mistake for this man when he stepped out for a morning walk and saw this odd creature sitting on the roof. Now that was not a normal forest creature. With a humanoid body and dragon-like wings, this was straight out of a nightmare. The man rushed back in, and the creature flew away from the scene, leaving him with a fear for life. But this was not it. Similar creatures were seen resting on a tree branch by some explorers. And they were just stuck in one place out of sheer dread. These people speculated that scientists had brought dragons to life. Alleged Chupacabra. An American folklore creature came to life in a remote jungle when people started claiming that they had captured the Chupacabra from the forests. This creature had long claws and a creepy snout, which gave it the odd resemblance to the mythological creature. Chupacabras are known to take down livestock, so the people blamed this creature for losing their animals in the previous days. Shelter makeshift. In 2023, two hunters were walking back to their camp when they spotted a creepy makeshift shelter in the woods with animal bones scattered all over the place. And as if that wasn't scary enough, they found a proper shelter tucked away in the shadows of the dense forest. Now, most people would run away, but not these guys. They decided to set up a trail camera to see if they could catch a glimpse of none other than the legendary Bigfoot. Who knows? They might just uncover something big. Mysterious bones. If you don't believe in aliens, this video might change your perception. Deep in the lush rainforests of Brazil, an explorer stumbled upon a set of bones like no other. These weren't your average run-of-the-mill bones. Oh no, they had a shape that had scientists searching old scriptures to find out what it was. Some even dared to suggest that they might be the remains of extraterrestrial visitors. But not everyone was convinced. Skeptics were quick to say it was a cleverly crafted piece of work. Now, here's where you come in. After seeing the footage, what's your take on these mysterious bones? Alien creature. In 2020, a weird-looking creature was found in a farming town in northeastern Colorado, along the Platte River. A man was checking out the riverbank for some precious gems when he saw it. At first glance, it appeared to be a log, but as he approached closer, it became clear that it was not a log. The creature had a very peculiar appearance, with long claws and a face that looked like it was from another planet. He even flipped the creature using a stick. Now, people on the internet had their own theories. Some thought it could be a chupacabra, while others said it might be a possum or a dog that had decomposed into that creepy shape. Freaky critter. An adventurous dude decided to go for a horse ride in the woods, even though some creepy stories were floating around. But he had a camera with him to prove all the skeptics wrong, and what he caught on film will give you goosebumps. As he was riding along, his horse suddenly stopped at its tracks. Weird, right? Although nothing could be seen clearly, if you check out the footage, you'll see it. A freaky creature hiding among the trees. And it even peeked out at them. Who knows what it wanted, but if that horse sensed danger, it might have saved the day. Mysterious creature.
Did you see that thing?
There's this video of a couple who went camping in the woods. They heard some weird sounds outside and checked the outdoor camera.
Wonder if the outside camera got it.
What they saw was a mysterious creature moving through the trees. It wasn't Bigfoot, but something shorter with a compact body that moved like the legendary creature. The couple was so scared that they couldn't sleep all night and left the campsite in the morning. The creature remained a mystery, and it was probably best that the couple left, considering the unknown presence they witnessed that night. Survival in Amazon.
Children from an indigenous tribe were on board this Cessna with their mother and 2 adults when it went down May 1st.
This is the incredible story of survival from the Amazon forest in Colombia. A plane was found crashed in the jungle with no one around. Yet, hope was not lost. An extensive search mission of 40 days was fruitful when 4 children were found alive in the area. They all ranged from ages 1 to 13, which made the rescue even more heartwarming, and everyone was left wondering how they survived for so long. Turns out they belonged to an indigenous group and knew their way around the forest, which made them easily navigate through the tough conditions of the wild.
Grandmother said the eldest child, 13-year-old Leslie, always took care of her siblings and knew what was safe to eat.
Traces of Titanoboa. We've all heard the stories of a legendary snake that can grow up to 40 feet, and although there hasn't been any video to prove its existence, a fisherman found a clue for it. He was heading back home after a long day and came across this snake skin lying in the grass. It seemed to be stretching a long way over the forest, and only something massive could create this. Soon, rumors of an actual beast in the forest were spread all over the area, and people were advised to avoid going hunting or fishing. Breathing tree. We all know that trees are also living beings, but here's footage that describes that condition in quite a literal manner. A man had taken his dog out for a walk and was amazed yet frightened when he saw the trees literally get a foot higher from the ground. Even the dog was confused about what he was looking at. Now, that's not what ordinary trees do, right? Well, this was not some sort of sign of the end times. It's just winds doing what they're best at, blowing things around. Here, the fast winds were moving the trees around, and since its roots were strongly intact with the upper layer of soil, it lifted with it. Not so creepy now, is it? Whale in forest. Some tourists were exploring the mangrove jungle on a beach near the Amazon River when they spotted a 10-ton marvel, a huge humpback whale that was washed ashore far from the sea. But how did this gentle giant end up like this? Well, the researchers believe that the creature passed away in the sea and was washed ashore by strong tides and rough waters. A wildlife team went to the spot to examine the remains, which they thought belonged to a calf that was about a year old. There were no signs of injury on the animal, and it measured 60 feet across. The scientists are still trying to figure out how exactly this sea creature ended up in the jungle. I hope they come up with some answers soon.
Olha o comprimento da bicha.
Deer skeleton. A local was strolling by the river after rain, just checking out the aftermath, when suddenly his eyes landed on something eerie. It was a deer skeleton perched up high in a tree. Now, that was not something you see every day. The rainwater could explain how it got there, but the tree it was in? Way too tall for water to reach that high. So how on earth did it end up there? After this video went online, it sparked many conspiracy theories. Some folks online were convinced it was the work of Bigfoot, like he decided to play a little game of hide and seek with his dinner leftovers. But hey, when it comes to mysteries in the wild, anything's possible. Forest dragon. Some hikers had set up cameras in the forest hoping to capture the amazing wildlife, and were shocked to see the results. Their footage showed this dragon-like creature slithering near a giant rock like it owned the place. Dragons have long existed in mythology, and were mythical creatures for everyone, until this video surfaced on the internet. Viewers were divided in accepting this as the best evidence of their existence, or a nice work of editing. What do you think? Could dragon serpents be living in the lush green terrain? Ghostly forest. A group of hikers were having a nice time admiring nature when they spotted this thing moving in the air. At first, they thought it was smoke moving in the trees, but there was no fire anywhere nearby, and its peculiar shape hinted that it was more of a creature than just random smoke. Some of the group members even went as far as calling it a ghostly apparition, as smoke does not cluster or move in such a straight line. Some viewers even agreed with this narrative, as there are many possibilities in our unexplored world. Living leaf. The forest world has a lot more than just the ordinary trees and grass to offer. Sometimes a trip here can bring forward oddities like this one. Some hikers freaked out when they found this thing moving most oddly among the otherwise ordinary leaves. Out of curiosity, they started filming this creature and got a bit closer to look and figure it out. Although it looked like a baby monster, some suggested that this was a bug resembling a brown leaf. However, its exact species is still unknown. Tree waterfall. Is water falling from a tree? Now that's a wonder of nature. This bizarre yet soothing sight was recorded by some explorers who were roaming through the area hoping to find something interesting, and they stumbled across this amazing sight. The tree seemed to be spewing out water from its leaves with no apparent water source anywhere near. Many looked at this video and still haven't figured out how it was working. The explorers believed that it was coming from the trunk. Sigbin in bushes. A filming crew was moving through tall, wild grass trying to capture the beautiful scenery when one of them spotted this pitch-black entity hiding in the area. With their heart pounding with fear, they decided to investigate while maintaining a safe distance. Yet they didn't have an idea the dark creature would approach them. Luckily, before that creeper could attack, one of those guys managed to make it run away by throwing a handful of mud. This dark creature left a lasting question about what lurks in the unexplored forest depths. Remote tribe. A young explorer from Indonesia decided to venture into the forest for some adventure, and soon found out he was not alone. Surprisingly, he found other people in completely different attire and body language living in the area. They had a brief interaction in which the tribesmen seemed confused, yet curious about this strangely different person in their territory. In their brief interaction, the explorer even offered them some food to get to know them better. This interaction shows how different kinds of people even exist in today's day and age. Tree shower. Trees possess some of the most remarkable abilities for growth, and one such thing was witnessed by some woodcutters when they found this tree showering out water like it had a whole supply going on underneath. The water was spewing out at remarkable speeds and made them wonder if this was a miracle of some sort. But here's the truth. Some species can store large amounts of water in their trunks that the tree uses when any tough weather conditions show up. So this was just Mother Nature putting on a show. Other dimensional portal. A hiking trip became the most horrifying memory for a person when he witnessed this bright light glowing in the distance. It almost looked like a portal to another dimension. The man examined the whole area around him to get an idea of what could be causing this strange phenomenon, but found nothing nearby. He later uploaded the video online for some answers, and was left with more questions and with mixed reviews. Some called it an actual portal, while others just believed it was a mirage. The reality, though, remains unsolved. Hairy monster. Our forests are full of the most exotic species, and one such animal was filmed by a hiker when he was exploring the dense trails. Both the animals and the man shared eye contact for quite some time, and then this odd creature started walking away. The man believed that it was a new kind of bird he didn't know about and took to the internet to find some answers. That's when he realized that no one knew what it was. From extinct bird species coming back to life to real-life monsters, the answers were too bizarre to believe, leaving this creature as a mystery. Alien species. A homeowner from Russia stepped out of his home, only to find this creepy creature hanging from the branches of a tree, and he had no clue what it was. The man even mentioned that he was living near a forest and had encountered several animals during his stay there, but this thing was far different from anything he'd seen before. Its bulging eyes and the eerie skin structure gave it the extraterrestrial looks that no one could deny for sure. To this day, the true identity of this creature remains a mystery. Back to life. We all know that the dinosaurs went extinct millions of years ago, yet a video from the Atacama Desert made several viewers consider otherwise. Some travelers shared footage of a mysterious creature running among the mountains that had the most uncanny resemblance to a velociraptor. There have been rumors about governments trying to revive the ancient species altogether, and some believe that they've been successful in their attempts. If that is really the case, do you think we will be able to coexist with the dinosaurs? Hopping roots. Farming in the backyard got a lot more interesting for some farmers when the roots came to life in front of them. The men were digging near the trees to maintain the plant when they got a jump scare from the soil. It almost looked like these trees were getting ticklish here. Even the farmers were left clueless about what was going on there. Some viewers online jokingly said that it was Groot playing around as an ordinary tree, but the reality behind those hopping roots remains unsolved. Dragon Rock. Here's an interesting rock formation in the forest that seems to trap an ancient dragon, most interestingly. Although many started claiming that it was a fossilized dragon, the reality soon came forward. This rock was carved by some unknown artists who wanted to create a beautiful mix of mythology and the living world. Stuck on tree. Some safari visitors got to experience a lot more than just the wildlife and greenery of a forest when they saw this horrifying scene of people clinging to a tree for dear life. The rhino and hyenas were seen patiently waiting for them to get down so they could make a meal out of them. Unfortunately, the video ends abruptly here, and we have no clue if the men escaped, but I do hope they found a way out. Land octopus. Here's a strange video that'll make you rethink going into the forest. An adventurer shared his creepy encounter with a creature full of tentacles that were rolling around in the mud like they owned the place. And if you know forest life a little, there's no normal animal that looks like that. Those odd tentacles had him wondering if this was indeed an extraterrestrial creature. The situation got a bit concerning when another person shared a similar creature, this time bigger in size and giving everyone nightmares. Although many refuse to accept their existence, who knows what lurks in the depths of those forests. Alien beetle. I know this looks like some alien life, but trust me, these creatures inhabit our very own planet. This is the tortoise beetle larva, and is one of the most fascinating creatures of the rainforest. Many who visit the jungles are intrigued by its unique looks. They're tiny, but still hard to take on for predators because of the strong shield they craft on top of their heads from discarded skin and waste. It's pretty amazing how nature works sometimes. Mystery smoke. A man was exploring the dense forest after a fresh snow when he spotted something strange. In the middle of the snowy landscape, there was a tree that looked like it was smoking. The weird thing was that there was no fire or the smell of smoke. Was the tree somehow burning from the inside, even though it was cold? This strange thing left many people scratching their heads. The man thought there might be bunkers or hidden chambers beneath the forest floor, while others believed that it was something supernatural. Whatever it was, it made people curious about what secrets were hidden there. Strange alligator. Deep in the heart of the jungle, a man was exploring the woods when he spotted something strange. He couldn't believe his luck when he noticed this creature that defied all expectations. At first glance, it looked like an alligator, but upon closer inspection, something didn't add up. Its body was unmistakably reptilian, but its head? Well, let's just say it was pretty abnormal for the animal, and it did not move in your typical alligator crawl, that's for sure. The sighting left everyone questioning if it really was an alligator or something else entirely. Bigfoot sighting. This video might be the ultimate proof of the existence of the legendary Bigfoot. A lone explorer was wandering in the woods when a huge Bigfoot showed up on site, looked straight into the camera, grabbed a baby Bigfoot, and ran away into the wilderness. Some people say it's all computer generated, but wait a minute here. The experts have checked the video in detail and confirmed it was legit. Everything from the facial expressions to the movement looked real. So, are Bigfoots out there protecting their families in the shadows? Let's hear your thoughts in the comments below. Elusive Creature. If you don't believe in Bigfoots, then how will you explain this one? A decade ago, the internet was buzzing with a clip that had everyone baffled. In the dense woods beside a road, a massive, human-like creature was caught on camera. Now, this thing had arms the size of tree trunks and an otherworldly presence. But here's where it got even weirder. As the creature noticed something approaching, the cameraman panned over to reveal a cyclist coming down the road. But when the cyclist reached the spot where the creature had been chilling, gone! It just vanished into thin air, leaving behind nothing but questions and a whole lot of nightmares. Moving idol. In Vietnam, there was a crowd gathered around a statue of the Virgin Mary. Seems pretty normal, right? But here's where things took a turn for the wild. As the camera rolled, we could hear people in the background start freaking out. And why was that? Well, because the statue moved. Now, if you've ever seen a statue, you know they're about as flexible as a brick. So how on earth did this one start doing the cha-cha? Some thought it was downright spooky, while others were calling it a miracle. After all, statues aren't exactly known for busting a move, right? TRex Remains. Want to visit a real-life Jurassic Park? If yes, then you should check out this place. There was this guy who was wandering around in the woods, and guess what he found? A massive T-Rex carcass. The creature was so well preserved that it looked like it had gone just recently, not millions of years ago. But hold on a second. Was it a real T-Rex? Well, turns out that it wasn't. It was an art project created by a group of experts. I mean, I almost started believing that dinosaurs are still around. Strange Cryptid. This trail cam footage captured a creature that'll make your head spin. It was towering over the forest, with arms so long they'd practically tickled the ground. And it moved with a slow, deliberate gait that was eerily human-like. Now, some people were quick to jump on the Bigfoot bandwagon, while others in the paranormal community reckoned it was a whole new breed of cryptid. But wait to hear what the skeptics said. They called it a fancy costume. Yeti. This video clip was filmed by some hunters in the Urals back in 2019. No one had ever been in that place before. The person filming the clip went inside the cave and discovered a carcass of some weird-looking creature lying on the floor. The creature had shaggy black fur, long claws sticking out, and looked like a cub of a Bigfoot. While doing so, he heard some noises in the cave and quickly ran away. He was convinced that there was definitely a whole family of Yeti living in the outback of the Ural Mountains, where almost no human had ever set foot. Satanic ritual place.
Little spikes.
Two young boys were camping near the woods for a couple of days, and one night they went out to explore in the dark. They took their torchlights and a camera to record the whole exploration. But little did they know they were about to uncover something truly chilling. As they were exploring the place, one of them came across a fireplace. there were some creepy drawings on the ground and some other creepy stuff. Here, things got a little sketchy. They heard the sound of breaking sticks from afar. At first, they thought it might be some random sound, but as soon as they were talking, they heard that creepy sound again, but this time a little closer. Soon, they realized it was better to leave that place. What do you think that was?
Been out here, like, to get you.
Airplane house.
Yo, what is up, explorers? Today we're doing a unique video. There's a guy in the woods who lives in this jumbo jet plane.
In the dense forest, among the towering trees and dense foliage, a guy stumbled upon an unexpected sight. An old airplane, forgotten and left to rust away in the wilderness. But here's where things get interesting. Inside the plane, between the debris and overgrown plants, someone had made a home for himself. Yeah, you heard me right. A bona fide shelter right there in the belly of the beast. The guy had built his shelter inside the plane and had become quite resourceful and tough.
Whoa. Hi. Hi.
Hey, nice to see you, man.
It was proof that even in the most unlikely of places, people can carve out their slice of paradise. Unidentified creature. Back in 2014, a guy, while wandering around the deserts of Mexico, saw something super weird in the bushes. At first, he thought it was a dog, but as he got closer, he realized it was a really creepy-looking creature with freaky teeth. As he uploaded the video, people on the internet went nuts, throwing theories left and right. Some thought it was just an ordinary dog or possum, while many of them thought it was the legendary Chupacabra. And this was the proof that they actually exist in the world. Booby traps. The hiking trail in Utah is the perfect spot for nature lovers to soak in the beauty of the great outdoors. But do hold on, because this trail took a dark turn. Two dudes decided to set booby traps along the trail. Yeah, booby traps! Made of rocks and sharpened sticks, these traps were no joke, weighing in at a whopping 9 kilograms. Luckily, a Forest Service officer spotted them before anyone got hurt. Now, those guys claimed they were just trying to catch animals, but the authorities weren't really buying their story. So let's hope they learned their lesson. Booby traps belong in movies, not on outdoor hiking trails. Prehistoric snake. Alright, let's have a little prehistoric discovery, huh? Some workers while working spotted this super strange creature that looked like a massive snake, and people were saying it might be an extinct Titanoboa snake from 60 million years ago. Crazy, right? Well, some videos have been popping up online showing this creature in action, but if it really was a prehistoric snake, how did it survive all this time? That could be a huge scientific discovery if it turns out to be true. Giant bone. While strolling in the remote areas, some adventurers came across this massive bone lying under the open air. Judging by the size of this thing, they presumed that their finding was of a prehistoric nature. The group took a closer look at the bone, trying to figure out whom it belonged to, and could only think of dinosaurs. But such fossils can only be made underground and require quite the digging, ruling out the possibility. Although they couldn't exactly figure out to whom it belonged, they were left with more need for adventures. Creepy encounter.
Deep in the woods, sort of, we're like on the border, because like there's a side of the woods where there's people's houses.
One seasoned explorer in Suffolk County came across something truly bizarre. As he was exploring the wilderness, he stumbled upon a truly eerie scene. Posters of missing persons plastered everywhere. But that was not even the creepiest part.
Look at that. These are just the ones that I've gone and close up. That I did close-ups of.
He found ropes, a weird cage-like structure hidden among the trees, and all sorts of odd items that looked like they could have been used by someone.
All of these sticks that you can see, they're all lashed together at right angles, as if to make a cage.
Or something. Now the question remains, was it just an elaborate Halloween setup? Or could it actually be the chilling hideout of a serial killer? Well, that's a mystery waiting to be solved.
And over here in the middle of the fire pit, that's a shovel.
Now it's time for the open discussion. The Chinese Long March 5B rocket plummeted to Earth and got some widespread attention from the world as its space debris rained down across Indonesia, Malaysia, and the Philippines. Experts immediately got to the site and were seen examining the whole ordeal while they criticized the Chinese government for acting irresponsibly in the matter. The debris was found all along ocean shores, and some parts even were scattered in forested areas as well. Luckily, everyone was safe from the whole ordeal, and the pieces were gathered on time and disposed of properly. Thank you so much for watching the video. Do like it and share it with your friends. Subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon to not miss any of the upcoming amazing videos. Thank you once again.